You know, next year I may grow my own pumpkin next year up there at the farm. Bread. And it's a baking tin. Cookies come out. You've seen them before. Oven is preheating at 350 degrees. We're going to bake this little. Well, I was kind of good to go, but let's just as some of my advice, start with one piece. And this right here, I'll show it to you if I can find it. These little tins had the cookies came in them, and they're little tin boxes. Now, when you're baking this, bake it open top. But I'll show you something. Watch this. What we're going to do is, I'll show you. See this right here? We are going to bake a pumpkin bread pudding with some pumpkin in it. Okay, you know what I mean. If you watch, if you know anything about culinary whatsoever, you know you get a pencil and you draw paper, you draw around through yonder, and you fold it and you flute it and you do all that other stuff to end up with something to go down in there. I'm going to show you these ways. Watch this right here. Kind of judge about how much paper it's parchment paper, wonderful stuff. About how much you got on both sides. You got plenty all the way around, and put your hand right there and push down into the inside, on the inside of that pan right there, and you want paper sticking up past, and kind of ruffle it around. Spell that out loud, ruffle. But you bring it right around like that, and all the time what I'm doing, if you can't see, is okay. I'm gonna fold that over a little bit like that right there. See. Okay, now we've got everything captured in there with a sharp bend, and what I'm going to do is once this gets baked, then when you trim this off with these scissors around through here, do not do it with any uniformity. You know, just do it, well, right there. That's a very good one right there. Yeah, let's get rid of that. Okay, let's just, and this right here, you know, that's a good one right there. But I'm going to bake two. We only need these two right here. Okay, this is what we're going to do, and a water bath. We're going to put water down in there. And this pan right here, I'll tell you, it's a little aluminum pan about 3/4 of an inch tall. I use this pan almost every day. There's just absolutely no reason to scare it to a shiny finish. You know what I mean? Use your cooking wire. Okay, and we'll position them about like that, and then when I put it in the oven, then I'll take some water. I'll just tell this to you, and I'll fill this way up. I won't run it over, and then we'll bake these at 350 for about an hour, and I'll watch them along, and if they start getting brown on top, I'll just lay a piece of foil lightly on top right there. That's all I'm going to do. Let's get on with this right here. Let's see, I'll tell you what we better do. We probably should do this in the order that you would want to do it there at your house. So, and this is just a hunk of some kind of, I think that's French bread. And you know what I was reading in a book earlier, that when you baking a bread pudding, you should not, I mean, it was kind of highlighted, I think. Yeah, you shouldn't be pinching your bread off like this right here, that it would close the pores, them little bubbly holes, that if you did this, the correct way to do it was to, oh, we're going to need some more bread. This is going to be a nice one right here. That's a little deep. I'd rather not have it that deep. And you see about what I'm just a hunker like that, you know, about that size. If they're bigger, it's good. If they're smaller, You know, it's not as good. Do you want some? That's pretty good right there. That's all we're gonna put in there. And this one right here, I'm just gonna walk you through it. You know, sometimes you have to do something 2 or 3 times to even get anywhere near an idea of what you're doing. So yeah, we're gonna need more bread. Just lucky that I have some. A big one. This stuff's cheap right here. This French bread over yonder at the big box store, you know, it's $1. You can't bake this piece of bread right here in your oven. It will cost you more than $1 to make this piece of bread, and you end up with pretty much the same thing. It's just like me making this bread pudding right here. Oh, it's no doubt about it. It's gonna be good. Okay. And okay, now at this point right here, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. A little departure. This is just a plain bread pudding pumpkin. But what I'm going to do, a little departure from my normal way of doing it. This right here is evaporated milk. And I'm just going to put just you see about how much I'm using. There won't be no measurement. You know what I mean about let's say a quarter of a can to each one. Drizzled. Oh, we need to clean that up right there. Clean up as you go. But now all we've got in here, all we've got in this pan right here. I mean, if this video goes a little bit long, it'll be worth it. Leave a comment. That evaporated milk, which is nothing but condensed milk, so it's rich. It's too rich to deal with on its own. Okay, but that bread is going to absorb that cream. Oh, it's going to be good. In the meantime, let's 3 eggs. If you want to write a recipe as we go, just jot it down there if you think you can remember it. Good to go. You know, you could get by with, in some cases I'd recommend it, and not this one, 3 eggs. You could get by with 2. 3 eggs, and we got to have some sugar in there. And you know, just a simple, common, everyday, simple bread pudding. I think with the 3 eggs you would need about a cup. I mean, you can get too much. And see right there, that's about a half a cup. And there's a lump right there. That's about a half a cup. Yeah, okay. In my judgment, and it's good to go. Whatever the measurement is, it's correct. A cup of sugar. And this right here, oh, I'm going to hold that aside. This right here is that ground cinnamon. Okay. You see that? That's about a half of a teaspoon on that ground cinnamon right there. And on this nutmeg, I'll show you something. The same amount, about a half of a teaspoon, about a half one. Just put it in there. Clean up as you go. I hope I don't forget nothing. And anytime you put sugar in something, you put a little bit of salt. See about how much that is? About a 1/4 of a teaspoon. Log it in. A 1/4 of that. Oh, okay, now what I set aside there where you couldn't see it was this pumpkin pie spice. Okay, and that's where you know what I mean. This is just observations of me standing here. Pay attention. Leave a comment. My observation, clean up as you go. My observation is, you know, we probably ought to get that mechanical mixer out there. I've not used this for a while, and you know, it's one's got that bad gear. I think it's a gear tooth missing. We'll use that, but on this pumpkin spice, so I don't get off track, because this is a really good thing here. Yeah, it looks good too, and it's a presentation item. That's the reason it was. I got the call on the telephone and said, hey, what about a pumpkin, one of them bread puddings, and I took the opportunity. This is to bake one for the occasion. One pie tin is enough for about 2 people. So, you know, 2 of them, that'd be 4 people, a couple or 2, 4 people. If you had mixed that cinnamon and that nutmeg together, and I think you probably could. I don't know if I've got any of that, and I don't have no ginger, that powdered ginger. If you put it in right there and you mix that up, dry ingredients in your hand, then and you taste that, and then you compare it to this ready-made pumpkin pie spice, and that's all it is those 3 ingredients. Oh, it's really that's borderline on being too much, but I'm gonna put it in there. You know, don't be wasting nothing. But we got that in there. Okay, now what I'm gonna do I'm gonna use up this can of what's left of that can. I think that's a number 2, if I'm not mistaken, maybe. Can of evaporated milk. It was about 3/4 of the way full. Put that in there, and then the pumpkin part of it is this right here. This is pure pumpkin, 100% pumpkin puree. You know, it's really fine, and this stuff is really good too. You know, actually we don't eat enough pumpkin, and that's what I was thinking. You know, probably next year I'll probably grow me a pumpkin. One of them sweet ones. You know, there's a big difference, and I don't know why they did that. It's not good in anyone's book. You know, if you grow a pumpkin, it should be of a quality that you can eat. Okay, on the get-go, the milk. See, that's not going to be enough, and we've just got that cream in there. I put some milk in there, and that was a pretty good bit. I mean, you've seen me do it. Just kind of judge how much that was. Okay, let's mix all that together. That's too good right there. Oh, that's really good. That's better than I normally would have done. I hope I ain't left nothing out of that. That's the problem, is leaving something out. We bring these 2 pans of bread and evaporated milk back into play. What we want to do is to put half of this mixture in one of these pans and half in the other. So, you know, just get it in there. You want to kind of equal it up. Oh yeah, that's coming out really good. I thought it wasn't going to be enough. Oh, that looks so good, and I was really worried. See, this one's got ample enough on that. Oh yeah. And you don't want these too big. You know, if you're going to serve these as a single, and I may do that, I may make 4 more, and just serve them. And I tell you what I'm going to do. Watch this. I'm going to take this pumpkin mixture, and right on the top right there, I'm going to just work that pumpkin with no sugar, no nothing. You know, I didn't put no butter in that. As I thought I was forgetting something. No butter. We hope we don't forget it. Oh, that's really good. I wish y'all could see that. See, that's a little bit too much, but just put it on in there and work it out. If they're not alike, it's perfectly okay. This is home cooking, Southern soul food right here. You know, if you had one of these, I'll tell you what. If you had one of these little, oh yeah, I'm gonna quit fooling with it. If you had one of these things, there where you is at, That's the reason I say you ought to go ahead and bake you one. It'd really be good. Get that off of there. You know, if you was to have one of these, you would kick back for a while after you enjoyed this. No ice cream needed, and it's not going to stick to the parchment when you serve it like that. Let's bake it, and we'll be back. We'll leave it in there about 45 minutes, and then we'll snatch it out and take one of them skewer sticks and poke it down in there, and if it comes out clear, you know, with nothing sticking to the wood, you know, if it's baked all the way through, no batter, then we good to go. But if there's still a little bit of batter, then shove it back up in there for another 15 minutes. I usually just do that out of habit. I'm going to show something to you which is most beautiful. We got that there jellied cranberry sauce right there. Look, I had a can of that left over from Thanksgiving 2 years ago. It's still good. Look how it holds up. In seriousness now. Oh, it's hot. Whew. It's hot. Okay. I hope we've got that in view. Okay, I'm going to bring it. Now, I've washed all the silverware from the fiasco with the. Actually, it wasn't. Everything went along very, very smooth up to now. And I'll show you something, what I'm getting at. This one over here is most beautifulest. Very uniform. And this one right here, okay, I got it. You can't tell it was there. See that little peak is burned? And also there was one more right here, two little high points, and I'm going to get them off of there. I mean, you can do it if you're the cook. You are the cook. If you want to make a modification at any time, you can. That's good to go now. But had it been browning too much, I would have put that foil on there, but I didn't have to. But about halfway along the ways there, I actually did. And when I started, what I did is I turned the pan around and added a little bit more water. And they're too hot now. But the way this works is you fold this in all the way around and then put the lid on it. I think maybe this one goes down there. See how it is. And you put the lid back on it. And then when you get, it's too hot. I wish I could pick it up. When you get where you go and you just set it down, and when somebody takes the top off, they're blessed with a pumpkin, simple, soul food at its best, bread pudding. And I know you're wondering how come I got this thing out here. I'll show you something. And I am going to take one of these away, which would probably be the larger one. So, I'll show you something. What you do is slice you off one of them. Oh, yeah. Y'all look at that. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and put the one over here, too. Well, you got to have it like right in here. And and at this point, you would fold this over. No sauce needed, but you'd fold this over all the way in, and then put the lid on it. And that's the way you would present it to the who you're taking it to. From here on the East Coast. Well, no, I was. I was going to not taste this, but you know, I would be. It wouldn't be fair if I didn't. So I'm just gonna, and I want it to be obvious, because I'll explain it later that I did have to get a bite. But y'all see that right there. Let's just taste it. Oh, I dropped some on that. Yeah, that's pretty good. And that cranberry, the tartness of it, it is a Thanksgiving dish after all. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. And may your, man, that's good. I wish I'd have got a bigger sample. But you know, I've got restrained. I'll explain that there was 1 spoon taken out for a taste test, and it passed. But I'm going to set